Joining me right now is the play-by-play voice of Upper Iowa football, Joe Stasi. And Joe, a good win last Saturday by Upper Iowa, 35-21 victory on the road at Winona State. First ever win in program history for the Peacocks over the Warriors.
Yeah, again, Elwin, thanks for having us on. And each week, the Upper Iowa Athletic Department certainly appreciates your efforts and giving Upper Iowa the just due that they deserve, being the only Division II school in the state of Iowa. And I know I start off our interview like that every week. It's just really neat to see the high level of athletics right in our own backyard, and in particular with the football program. This past week, we hit the road, went up to Winona, Minnesota, and in 11 previous tries dating back to the 60s, we had fallen considerably short against Winona State, 0-11 against this squad, and we went on the road with a salty group offensively and defensively, and came away with a tremendous 35-21 win. And things just happened all around for us. Dimitri Morales, our quarterback, who has started for us this season. This kid is just tremendous. The offensive player of the week in the NSIC, Dimitri put together a 32 of 42 passing, 378 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, and added 2 more on the ground rushing the football. Offensive line played tremendous with Dalton Lake, Jalen Chambers, Quentin Taylor, Ryan Babolka, Brian Steffesmeyer, Brandon Rogers. These kids protected Dimitri, even though Dimitri's quite banged up. We'll see what happens there this week. But and then the defensive side of the ball continues to be our staple. 3 of 15 in third down conversions for Winona State. And, you look at Alex Wall, a linebacker for us, Cole Stephen, Nick Corley in the secondary, Tate Thompson in the secondary, a couple of red zone interceptions for Upper Iowa. Just a tremendous day for the Peacock football family. Marcus McCoy, Darius Cohn came up with 2 very important interceptions as Winona State continued to move the football late in the ball game. But anytime you're in the red zone and you come up with some defensive turnovers, you're gonna bode well. And I'm just so happy for Tom Shea and the entire coaching staff of Jason Hoskins, Ben Curran, Robert Arnheim, Justin Wyatt, the defensive line coach, Mike Caniglia, and Jimmy Graff, Colin Kilbert, strength and conditioning. Tom Shea has done what I thought was impossible to do. When we went NCAA Division II in 2003, obviously he's been here for 7 years at the helm, but 5-2, first time we've ever beaten Winona State. Just a tremendous win, and what a great feeling as we head into a home game this Saturday. Salute to Service weekend at Upper Iowa University. Kickoff at 6 o'clock against Southwest Minnesota State, a Northern Sun Conference foe. We've always had trouble with these guys. They're always playing close. They're 5-2. We're 5-2. They have a tremendously high-powered offense. Blake Gimbel is their quarterback from Marshalltown. It brings a lot to the table. But it's Salute to Service weekend at Upper Iowa. U.S. military, law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs, nurses, doctors, they all get in free. So we hope we have a huge crowd this Saturday night at Harms Eichstätt Stadium. Your listeners are out there listening, they haven't been to an Upper Iowa game, here's your opportunity this Saturday night.
This could be a signature game for the history of Upper Iowa football, Joe. As you know, we talked a little bit about it last week, but 6 victories would guarantee the Peacocks their 3rd straight winning season. That's something that hasn't happened since early 1960s.
Yeah, that's right. What was the price of a gallon of gasoline back then? What did a hamburger cost you? What was a gallon of milk? Those things come to mind. But yeah, it would be a great win to get. Southwest Minnesota State, as I mentioned, is very tough year in and year out. We always play them close, no matter what the records are, and to get 3 winning seasons in a row would be tremendous. And I just hope our injury situation is to the point where we can bounce back and get some guys healed up. But 6 wins is great. 7 wins is better, and we're still looking at moving forward. There's usually two teams out of this conference will make the NCAA Division II playoffs. very tough region we play in, and then the team that's just left out plays in a very prestigious Division II game, the Mineral Water Bowl, and Upper Iowa's in that conversation. So it's a lot of fun this year so far.
This is one of those games, Joe, it's dangerous, I think, for Southwest Minnesota State. Yes, they're a team that has won 7 straight against Upper Iowa coming into this game. They're coming off an 8-point loss at home last Saturday, and they're looking ahead to next week's game against the top-ranked team in Division II. So from their side of it, this could be a proverbial trap game, which could favor Upper Iowa this Saturday.
Well, every team in this division comes prepared in NCAA Division II in this conference. The Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference is top to bottom one of the best conferences in the country, not only for football, but for athletics in general, women's and men's athletics. I don't think they're going to be looking past us. Psychologically, let's hope they are a little bit. But anytime you go on the road, it makes it a little bit tougher. We certainly enjoy the friendly confines of Farms Eyeshine Stadium, the beautiful $7.5 million facility. If you haven't been up there again, this weekend's a perfect opportunity for you to grab your family. The weather's going to be perfect. It's sweatshirt weather. Salute to service night. 6 o'clock kickoff as we take on the Mustangs of Southwest Minnesota State. They're going to be ready to play, and expect a lot of offense in this football game. They put up a lot of points, and again, with Blake Gimble, the former Marshalltown Bobcat quarterback, and Ty Stevenson, and they run the football very effectively as well. So they're putting up 500-600 yards offense a game, and so it's going to be great to see one of the best offenses in the league with them, and one of the best defenses in the league with the Upper Iowa Peacocks.
Fans that love a passing attack are going to love this game on Saturday. I know Blake Gimble played that wide-open offense at Marshalltown when he was in high school, and this is a game that's featuring 2 of the top passing units, not only in the Northern Sun Conference, but all of Division II football.
Isn't that something? Led by Dimitri Morales and Upper Iowa, if we can stay healthy and continue to move forward. Dimitri Morales is at the top of every passing category in the Northern Sun, and he's in the top 5 in the nation in various categories. And again, the NSIC Offensive Player of the Week. Last week, Upper Iowa used that, and it's just fun to watch. It's difficult to call. As a play-by-play broadcaster, you know this, Elwin. They use this NASCAR package, as we talked about last week in our interview, and the whole purpose was just to keep the defense off balance. And as soon as one play is over, the offensive line is at the line. They're set. Everybody knows where they have to be, and they try to get a snap-off within 10, 15 seconds of when the play is over. So it's very hard to substitute. Even though Winona State did a pretty good job of it, and in the third quarter, Upper Iowa was on top 28-14. Upper Iowa was stopped. They had the ball in the third quarter. The Winona State defense made some really nice adjustments. They forced a 3-and-out. We punted the ball away, and it only took 5 plays, and they drove in and got within 7 points, and that was their adjustment, and we adjusted to that. And so this NASCAR package is fun to watch offensively, and you got to pay attention to the game, otherwise you'll miss a play.
The result is Upper Iowa right now has the 10th rated passing offense in the country. They're facing a team that is ranked 17th nationally in total offense in all of Division II, and that's Southwest Minnesota State. Defensively, though, of Upper Iowa football this year, rushing defense ranking 16th in all of Division II football and 22nd nationally. That's some pretty good numbers.
It is, and coming into the season, we lost a lot of players last year, 28 seniors, 6 of them all conference players, and most of those marquee players were on the offensive side of the ball. So defense was a situation where we had some depth on the defensive line. We had some depth at linebacker, and the secondary was a little bit of a question mark, and they've come up and played tremendous. Upper Iowa's defense is led by Forest City's Tate Thompson in the secondary. As I said, 2 cornerbacks, Darius Cohen and Marcus McCoy, had 2 big interceptions last week. In the red zone, Nick Corley is a tremendous run stopper for us in the secondary, and then our All-American, All-Conference, and possibly All-American linebacker in Alex Wall from Elgin, Illinois, Cole Stephen, another Iowa kid, and then on the defensive line, Nate Romer, Javelle Rollins, Zach Reeves, Dakota Baston, Joe Bush, Garrett Johnson, Jesse Heineck. These guys are all all conference caliber players, and we can rotate these guys in and out of the ball game, and it keeps the legs fresh, and it keeps a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And again, if your defense can hold teams to around that 21 point mark, you've got a chance against anybody in the country.
Well, it should be an interesting weekend of football. It's family weekend at Upper Iowa University against a 6 o'clock kickoff at Harms Eichscheid Stadium. If you can't make it to Fayette this weekend, we'll have all the play-by-play coverage with Joe Stasi on the call, starting with pregame around 5:30. Joe, thank you very much, and look forward to talking to you again next week.
As always, Elwin, thank you so much. And again, thanks for mentioning family weekend. Salute to service weekend if you're U.S. military, law enforcement, firefighter, EMT, nurse. It's free. Come on in and have a good time on